alive again and what our faces look like. Feel alive when he rapes the Obi-Wan. He sits here, smacks her, he beats her up, and smacks her over and over again, and she sounds like this. It changes her face over and over again for anger. As for her to feel like a vampire, and to feel like a vampire, to feel like a vampire for Team White. He does sounds to her mouth. He does sounds over and over again. And she says, Baba, and Baba, and Baba, and Baba, and Baba, and Baba, and Baba. And that's when he's raping her. That's when he's raping her. And that pretty, that that is what he has. He has her typing. He has the same one above head to text your mom, Naomi, everything above your head, and to text your mom everything above your head. They do that to her. They walk her up. It's pretty. They've had her for 7 years. They choke her. They rape her. They put her on a collar. He burns her head. He locks her up because we're alive. He's the owner to Mike because he holds her. He holds her like a sex slave. That's for her to feel like a vampire. Feel like a vampire. He burns her body. He burns her body. He smacks her face. Smacks her face and says, "Smart Alec. It's smart Alec. It's smart Alec. It's smart Alec. It potty bow. It potty bow. It potty bow. It potty bow. They say you're a whore and a slut for Team White. They say you're a whore and a slut for Team White and a whore and a slut for fucking Team White. Say you're a whore and a slut for Team White and a whore and a slut for Team Dark. A whore and a slut for Team White and a whore and a slut for Team White. That's just confusion to keep us alive. If that's all your confusion and your fucking confusion, to mix it up and to mix it up. So do my chart again and do my chart again. And to feel like a vampire and feel like a vampire and say bitch, slut, or fucking Team White. That's a song. That's your Team White. And trigger me again. Trigger me again. All right, hold on. That's your best orgasm and your best orgasm for Team White and for Team White and for Team White. Now hold on. He does sounds. It spells. He walks up her face. Walks up her jaw. So anytime we go out live, it wouldn't matter if you're on live or not. It should be pretty. It really wouldn't. It wouldn't matter if you're on a live or not. He's been doing it to her over and over again to get that we're coming into the dream state. He has it hooked up to a pineal gland. So I'm locking her up and I'm going to rape her in the anal vagina. And anal vagina with a strap-on dildo and a strap-on dildo and a crystal energy gun. It's pretty. They rape her. They rape her with what they call is a fake dream state and a fake dream state alert. They do triggers to her. They do triggers over and over again in her dream state. They wake her up like that to go kill everybody in the house. And it is to kill everybody in the house. But you listen to it, they rape her on it. He does his dark mirror and his white mirror. No, he doesn't. He does his nightmare. His nightmare, he shuts her eyes and he locks her up. He chokes her. He burns her head. He runs her back and forth. He runs her back and forth. Yes, he does. He beats her up, says, "Smart Alec." He takes the hands. He smacks her face. It smacks all over. It smacks her. Grinning. He smacks her, punches her, smacks her, punches her. He makes her sing and spread her ass cheeks are white. That's what it says. Say it again. To pull your pants out for Team White. Your hands all over her body. The hands is where he beats her up. He burns her body. Her body. He burns her body for a fear density query. Swallows up the body. She can't move her hands. She can't move her hands because that's how he controls the anal vagina. He tells her what to take in the house, puts her in the bathroom, he rapes her, he beats her up. That's how he catches her. He puts her in a hold system. He'll make her watch movies. He shuts her eyes. That's what he does. He chokes her, and we know he chokes her, and he'll catch her and he beats her up all over her body with her hands. First, they smart Alec, he uses the hands. He controls the hands. He smacks all over her mouth. He smacks her. He beats her up and punches her. Smacks her mouth. They smart Alec and potty mouth, and brat, and fucking brat, and brat. And to go on your next programming, White. Your next programming for Team White. Say bitch, butt, whore for Team White. And bitch, whore, and bitch, slut, whore for Team Dark, and Team Dark for the best orgasm for Team White, and for Team White, and for Team White. And to say smart Alec, and pie mouth to smack your fucking face, and smack your fucking face, and smack your fucking face, and smack your fucking face. Now, Brittany, when he does the chin, he beats her up. He does it. We know he does it right. He beats her up. Now, see her with your little girl spot, your little girl chin, and your little girl chin, and to do your fake cry, because you're not crying at all. They'll lock you up, so you can't even cry until this is what he has. This is what he has hooked up to. He has it hooked up to the pineal gland and her whole body. He makes her stop her frustration out, and that's what he does to her. You can't cry at all because you're a vampire and you're a reptilian and a night crawler and a whore and a slut for Team Light and Team Dark. I keep telling you. So all the way up to the head and all the way up to the head. All the way up to the head and all the way up to the head. For your coon of waiting and your coon of waiting and your coon of waiting and your coon of waiting orgasm. Your coon of waiting orgasm for your DMT bomb and your white bomb and your DMT bomb to your head. He distorts her. He takes her neck. I know he takes her neck, and he acts like he breaks her neck. He slams her head, and slams her head. He takes her everywhere out of the room. He breaks her nose, and he punches her with her own hands. He'll call her Pentagon Kid. Yeah, that's a part, Brittany. That's a part of how he rapes him. His military kid and child, and I and me and we are, and to find new words. He does sounds. He does sounds to her mouth. For smart Alec, he locks up her face and her jaws. He pulls her teeth out. That's why he moves like that. That's his fake cry. That's not what he's doing to her. That's how he does to her. Just trust me, Brittany. He moves it over and over again. He controls the face. And that's for his orgasm for Team White. And he purges her body. He purges her body, and it moves her lips, and it moves her lips. It hurts the body. It's what he releases on the body. He purges her body. He tells her to lay there naked and to wave there naked. And that's what he does to her. And it does do it to the body where you lay there with clothes on. He'll make her naked. And that's what he'll do to you. That's what he'll do to her. He does his nights and his white side. And my nights and my white side, and my nights and my white side, and he beats her up. He beats her up all over her body. He smacks her. He'll do his bruises. To show all your bruises, and to show all your bruises, and to show all your bruises, and show all your bruises. And he takes the hands. And he beats her up all over her body. And he whips her, smacks her. He takes everything around the house, sticks, everything, knives, scissors, guns, Anyway, he rapes her. He makes her get down to feel like a vampire. Feel like a vampire. Yes, he does. He makes her play her anal vagina, vagina for her cloud to do, and her cloud do trading. Her cloud do trading. It's what she says her name is Cloud. That's not what it is. And Cloud do trading, and Naomii Gil, and Naomii Gil's trading and trading. That's what he says to her. They know he bought a reptilian kid, and a reptilian kid, a vampire, and a lizard kid. So go feed like a vampire and feed like a vampire into it's brown all over her body and red. It's brown all over her body and red. He pulls the hands down and he's been doing it pretty. He's been doing it to her since age 7. He's been doing it from age 7 to get the density out of her body. And to get the density out of her body, when he burns her body, he burns her body to get the density out of her body. That's why he does hands, and hands. He beats her up, he smacks her because she gets it wrong. That's his confusion. That's his confusion for a trigger miss Batman and a trigger me slowly and a trigger me slowly. He walks her up to take triggers, and they're only orgasms. They're all orgasms, and they are pretty. They are sex triggers. All of them are sexual triggers for sexual arousal. They are every single one. And to trigger me through the body, I'm on the same one as her. And to trigger me slowly, to trigger me but that's how he tortures the laser, and he does sensations. He calls it a density querying. He calls it a density querying, and he does smells and sensations. Yes, he does all through her. It is her vagina. And he makes her taste it. He makes her taste his density queries. That's not what he's doing to her, Marie. He does it in her vagina. He makes her walk. He does, Brady. He does fear in the body, and he makes her walk like this. He makes her walk with it feels like sexual sensation. And sexual sensation, yes it does. And he makes her get her frustration out. He walks her legs really fast to get her frustration out. And that Brady, that's where he keeps he'll say words. He says he says sexual words to her. Yes, he does. That's what he pretty. It's a sensation of the body. And he does make her. He calls it his fake orgasm and his fake sexual arousal. And his fake sexual arousal. And it is his fake sexual arousal work. His fake sexual arousal work. And he runs her around for orgasms. It is for pretty. It does feel like sexual arousal in her body. Oh, we know he walks up her face, so she has no words because they have us hooked up to it, and body controls us. Now that's what he does for the sensations in the body, and it is sensations in her vagina, in her anal vagina. And it does feel like sensations in her anal vagina, and that's not what he's doing to her, Marie. That's what he does, and he'll make it like a density query. He makes it black and it smells. That's what he does to her. He really does. He does sensations around her body and fear in her body. He does fear in her body when people are walking by. And he does sounds to her ears really loud. That's why she moves like that. And she does. I'm always the same way. And she moves when people are around. People walking up. I know that's just paranoid schizophrenic, but he makes her bang her legs out, and if he'll apply anything, he'll make her put it into her anal and vagina. He does it over and over again to her, and he'll walk her up, and he'll tell her every single day, about the same way as her. He makes me listen every day to how he rapes her like that. for her, and it is for her crying, and she does cry over and over again. And that's what he does to her, but she can't cry over the same ring. She can't. It's hooked up to the head. It's hooked up to the head. He makes her look straight ahead. He pulls her head back. That's how he locks her up. He does, Brittany. He locks her up. He makes her pull her head back to look about face and to just stare straight ahead and stare straight ahead for your galactic commander, police, military training for Team Light and Team Dark, and Team Light and Team Dark, and Team Light and Team Dark. He does it all over her body. He does it all over her body, and he burns her body. That's how he walks her. It's where her vagina is at. And it does pretty. I'm telling you, that's not what he does to her. I'm on the same one as her. He'll do smells to the mouth. And that's why he walks her. And you can feel it where it feels like sex arousal, and he'll always say horny and come and dub and come dumpster. That's what he says. And coming and orgasming for Team White and for Team White. I didn't do it. This is what it's what's hooked up to the head. It's his songs. It'll sound like music and dark music. It sounds like dark music, Brittany, for Team White. It always sounds like dark music and dark music for Team White and his nightmare. What he calls is his nightmare and his nightmare and his nights and his white side. It sounds like dark music. Like it does. It does sound like dark music with sounds for Team Dark and for Team Dark. That's what it does to her. It make her stop her feet. I didn't do anything wrong, mama. I didn't do anything wrong, mama. I didn't do anything wrong, mama. And this is how Ryan talks to her. It is just him and a woman. It's just him and a woman that do sounds. They do sounds all the way up to the head. And they do sound all the way up to her head. What they call is dark bombs. And dark bombs to the head. And dark bombs to the head. And light bombs. And light bombs for the collectives. It's for unite the collectives. Now, Brittany, when she talks, he takes her face and he moves it from the left to the right. And say what it says. I will listen to my mom being raped again. I will listen to my mom being raped again. He does that. He does that too. He does that. He does it here. It's hooked up to the pineal gland. That's what he does to her face. He turns it. He turns to the side. That's what he calls her. Oh, he'll always call her a computer system. It is fake computer alert. He always calls her a computer system. And now he just walks her. And walks her like a super quantum computer system. And they are nothing but a computer and a fucking computer. Pretty, that's his super quantum computer system. And a super quantum computer system. And an Adara fucking machine. And that she's an Adara fucking machine. And an Adara fucking machine. And an Adara fucking machine. He does really loud sounds with Indara colors. The music above her head is the sounds. That's not what he's doing to her. When he walks her, when he walks her, and you can feel the sensations, and it makes her say it feels disgusting, and it feels disgusting, and it feels disgusting. That's not what he's doing to her vagina. Just trust me. Somebody will know what he's doing to it and why it feels like that. And that's where it feels like sex arousals. And he says that it's a fake fake sex arousal alert and fake sensation alert for your density querying and for your density querying and for your density querying for Team White. I'm on the same one as her. Now that's what he'll do to her. That's not what he's doing to her. Just trust me. That's not what he's doing to her. He does it in the anal vagina, and he'll do it. He will do it in the. He does it around what he calls as the womb, and the womb, and the womb, and the chakras, and the chakras. It is, Brittany. I even told you, Brady, everything is what that man Ryan talks about on his channel. It's his chart where the sacral is. It's where the sacral is. The man, it'll make you watch his live channel years ago where he talks about taking tools to protect the sacral. He talks about it on his live channel. Everything he does to Naomii, it's on his live channel and where he places it at. Those are his hands where he smacks her and beats her up. He smacks her all over her body to get the sounds and the density out of her body. Now that's what he does to her, but he does sensations in her stomach. He does do sensations over and over again in her stomach. It does feel like sensations, but you won't ever, we know we don't have the words with him. With yours you might. We never have the correct words so he can straighten up the face and to straighten up our face. And to straighten up our face. That's why she always says disgusting and types disgusting. So when they see her and say to type everything to your mom, they do, Brady. When they say to type everything to your mom and to type everything to your mom, you'll be and type everything to your mom and to type everything to your mom again. I'll be catching you again and catching you again. He locks her up and he beats her up. Takes all our clothes really fast. Yeah, he does. He takes them off. Takes them off really fast. We know he does purple. He does purple sounds coming out of the mouth. It's hooked up to the pineal gland, and it sounds like this throughout her body. And throughout her body, and those are really loud sounds. So we know he does purple and green for harming yourself. Do it sounds pretty. Like he tells us. That you're harming yourself. This is how the Naomii sounds. That you're harming yourself, and that you're harming yourself, and that I harm yourself, and that I told you, and that I told you, that I told you, that I told you, that I told you, you're harming yourself, and that you're nothing but a fucking cutter, and a fucking cutter, and a fucking cutter, and a fucking cutter, and a fucking cutter. Hey, wow, girl. Do it sounds good about. Hey, wow, girl. I like to play with your little girl aspects. And to play with your little girl aspects, that's what he does, sir. And to play with your little girl aspects, to go rape yourself again, and go rape yourself again. And go rape yourself again, girl. And go rape yourself again, girl. And go rape yourself again, girl. In the anal vagina, in the anal vagina, in the anal vagina. For Team White, for Team White, for Team White. Because you're a reptilian whore and a slut for Team White. You're a vampire whore and a slut for Team White. All right, Brittany. Listen. That is just his. That really is just his chart. If you, I mean, Ray, I'm not kidding. It is his chart. That's all he does. He makes her feed like a vampire and to feed like a vampire. He does green colors and purple colors. And it looks like a dark screen that's hooked up to her head, he says. He does it around her face, and he does sounds and smells. It looks black, and black for his dark mirror. His dark mirror. It is Team Dark, and Team Dark, and Team Dark, and Team Dark. Sex party time. No, it's not, Rudy. That's how he likes to straight up her face. Hold on. Let me listen to it again. That's his Team Dark. Brady, it does a black screen and a black screen where he no, he doesn't, Brady. It's hooked up to your pineal gland. Listen. It's hooked up to your pineal gland, and he does words and colors for harming, and that you're harming yourself, and harming yourself, and you're harming yourself, and harming yourself, and say Baker acting, and to Baker act to be again, and Baker act to be again. And that's your mental institution run. Where aspect change your bitch. Our aspect change your bitch. And our aspect change your bitch. And our aspect change your bitch. It does loud sounds to the back of the head. Yeah, it does. They make her call it out. What else do they do? Where it moves her mouth and walk her over she can't speak. To call it out to your mom, and to call it out to your mom, and to call out to your mom on my dark mirror, and my dark mirror, from my aspect changer, and my aspect changer for your mom, and for your mom, and for your mom, and for your mom. And yes, it is. And for your mom, that is a dark galactic commander, and a dark galactic commander, and a dark galactic commander. Make you do hands, and make you do hands. Yes. The owner team light, he'll have me up there. But it's not. It's me on sound. It's me on the same sounds talking to her. It's me on sounds talking to her, and he does have a dark aspect changer and a dark aspect. He says of me. He'll always say it's a dark aspect of me. That's what he rapes her on sounds. That's for the laughing, and to laugh like your mom, and to laugh like your mom, and to laugh like your mom, and to laugh like your mom. Where I beat the shit out of you. Where I beat the shit out of you. Alright, Brittany. When it's hooked up to the pineal gland, it's black. It has smells. It has colors. It looks white and green coming out of the mouth, and purple. That's for, we know that's for his Team Dark. His Team Dark party time. And Team Dark party time, it's a team. It moves the mouth like this. That it feels cold in the body, and feel cold in the body. That's not what he's doing. He chokes her. He burns her body. Pretty, just listen to it. It's hooked up to the head. It walks us. It mind controls us. It really does. It makes her look straight ahead in her eyes, or what he calls his about face. He always calls it like about face for his galactic police boys and its galactic police boys. And military training time for Naomii Gil. It looks black. It's hooked up to the pineal gland. It has sounds. So he does words, and he does. They look very dark. The way he draws them. They do look very dark. The way he draws them. And he does them in purple and green. That's how he makes her speak. It says that he's programming her to speak. critique, right? That's not what he's doing to Naomi. He locks up her face so she can't speak at all. And Brittany, he locks up her face or not speak at all. And that is her whole life. That is Brittany. It's when she was 3 or 4 years old. It is when she's 3 years old. That's why she couldn't speak. She would move her face. That's what he put it on her, Bree. I want you to know that. I want you to know he's the one who came in and hooked her up to the head. And he does keep saying that she couldn't speak right. Somehow he'll keep saying that. But wait, Brittany, I don't really listen to him because he's the one who hooked it up, and he did hook it up at 3 or 5. It is right before they took us out of the house to South Carolina. It is right before they took it in, Brittany. Let me tell you, they took us out of the house in Florida, hook it up to our heads. So, however he gets in to the house, whatever he had her on, Brittany, whatever the other two might, I hooks it up to kids' heads. However he holds them in a hold system. However he does it, however he gets in the house, whatever it is he creates, Brittany, because it is man-made. It's man-made, Brittany. It is. I want you to know this is man-made, Brittany. It is. It's hooked up to the head to mind control her. It chokes her and it tortures her over and over again so she can't speak at all. That's why you know that. It walks the body for us to look straight ahead, and it does. It moves really fast, and it'll walk us really fast. It'll only keep us here to go to the bathroom and to eat and to sit on a phone and to go to bed. Right? It looks black. So we know that it moves the head back and forth and the head back and forth. It does really loud sounds for bitch and slut and bitch. All right. The bitch, and the bitch, and the anal vagina, and the anal vagina, and what he puts on the lips, Brady. It's what he puts on the lips. Is what he's coming in to beat the shit out of her, and I'm coming in to beat the shit out of you. And he does the hands. We know he does a circle with the hands. That I'm coming to beat the shit out of you, and to beat the shit out of you with your own hands. That's a bitch. That's how he makes her smack her mouth. They say that you're a bitch. That's how he makes her orgasm. That's how he makes her orgasm for T1. Now he runs it. He runs his body. He has to hook him to the head. And that's how he does orgasms and the air orgasms. So the bitch, they say you're a slut and a whore and a fucking T-boy for T-boy. Listen to how loud it is. They say bitch, and that you're nothing but a bitch. And that you're nothing but a bitch. And you're nothing but a bitch. And you're my sex slave. Okay, Brittany, when they're doing do it how it's when they beat us up with the hands. Like, oh, his hands. They're talking about our hands. Bitch. They make her smack herself. They do the same thing to me, and they bend us over. They make us stare straight ahead. They pull the head back. They pull the head back, Brady. Say about face, and to stare at a fucking wall. Yes, they do a tour. Brittany, they've had her for 7 years. Backer. So just do it to see smack yourself. Yeah, you will. It is Ryan. It's Ryan. That's the woman's voice. What they call his song Butthead. But that Ryan's voice, the owner team, if you listen to it, that is him. They say you're a bitch and a bitch and a fucking bitch and a you're nothing but a fucking bitch. And keep smacking your fucking face in your mouth and keep smacking your fucking face in your fucking mouth with your fucking hands and your fucking hands. And smack your fucking face with your fucking hands and your fucking hands until you fucking orgasm for fucking team white. You fucking bitch. That you're nothing but a dirty fucking bitch and a slut and a fucking whore. You're a fucking whore. Hey, nothing. Okay, Brady. When they hit the mouth, because that's what you do. Too. When they hit the mouth and say you're a fucking whore, they do it really fast. They say that you're a fucking whore. That you're a fucking whore. Okay, hold on, Brady. Do the sound. You're a fucking whore. That okay, Brittany. That's how they make her. That's how they make her orgasm when they do their sex tours, and that's how they open up a jaw. Now listen to it. That you're a fucking whore, and a whore. Oh, they do sounds of that. And a whore, and a whore. You're nothing but whore. You're a fucking whore, and you're a fucking whore. All right, Brittany. They do sounds of that. Listen to me. They do sounds. They do sounds of that. They do really loud sounds with that. That one they do sounds with. We said, yeah, they do. I know their system really well. Now I know what they'll do to her. They're gonna put her back. They'll make her sit in her bed, or they'll make her drop to her knees. They do. They drop her to her knees. They make her pray to God, and that's what they do to the hands. That's why the hands are red and burnt. They make her pray to God. That's what they do. To pray to God and to pray to God and do your hands again for Team White and Team Dark. Team White, Team Dark. Okay, Brittany. That's not what they're doing. Not now. They'll make her pray to God. They drop her to her knees. Right. So no matter what, when they make her pray to God to tell the truth, that's how what he like setting her up. That's how he's doing sex torture too. Because I'm always saying one as her. So the ring, we know the whore has sounds. That sound like it's coming out of the mouth. And they make sure when she's walking, it changes people's voices. It does. It changes people's voices. They sound like really, really strange. Yes, they do. They sound strange. Those are their sounds that come out of Naomi's mouth. Those are the sounds that come out of Naomi's mouth. So we know the whore and the bitch has sounds. Now I know they drop her to her knees. We know they do pray to God. They will tell her to try to cry because you won't be able to cry at all because you're nothing but a reptilian kid and a vampire kid. And then you're my Alubai sex slave. Am I a Alubai sex slave? Am I a Alubai sex slave for Team White? Am I a Alubai sex slave for Team White? All right, Brittany. They will sit here. They'll sit her down. They'll always say Indian style. And to sit her Indian style, to cross your legs cross your legs, right? They'll always make her try to pull sounds out of her knees, and they'll push the hands down for loud sounds to come out, right? That's just another sex position. They'll turn around and they do Karma Sutra positions. That's not what they're doing, Brady. They do what they call it. They always say 4D, Brady. They always say 3D and 4D. It's what he calls his 4D density clearings. He's your team white, where he talks about callers. He talks about how we have callers. We have collars around our necks, enslavement collars. Yeah, enslavement collars, Ready? Those are his collars, and how he chokes her. He locks her up so she can't speak, and she won't be able to speak. So Naomi's trying to break out of what you have her in. Listen, yeah, she is. She's trying to call me and to tell me what's happening to her. So I know he chokes her over and over again, where you can't speak and you're trying to talk to people like Tiana Brady, where you can barely talk at all. You can't talk. That's how he locked her up for the first time. So he is torturing her like he tortures me. It is like he tortures me, where he shuts her jaw and he walk her throw up. He will, Brady, where you can't talk. He'll make sure you can't talk or speak. And it is his whole system. It's what he has hooked up to the pineal gland that controls the jaw. And it chokes her around the neck no matter what they're saying. He'll lock it up where you can't talk to people. It feels like you're choking. Sounds like you're choking and you're dying. It does. I'm not kidding. That's how it choked me in Cedar City. It is in Cedar City, Brady. I was talking to Tiana Brady. I'm talking to people and telling them what's happening to me. So anything he beats her up for Tiana, because he will beat her up for Tiana. He'll beat her up for anybody. He'll always do Eric Elkison. He always will do Eric Elkison. That's what he does. Lips. It's pretty. That's what he puts over the lips, and he does it to the lips and sounds. That he does voice changers to the lips. It says that he's setting up Eric Elkison's lips. They're dark aspect changers. They always say bitch and poop and poop in the sink. Just listen to what he does there. The poop in the sink is where he runs her to wash her hands. He makes her put one fist in the anal, one fist in the vagina. I know that one because he does. It can. It can, Brady. It moves the hands. He'll always say we're like a bendable Akashara Azurite and a bendable Akashara Azurite. And he does do one fist in the anal, one fist in the vagina. And if she can't get it in there, he will make sure she does. He'll walk her up in the hold system. He did this when she was 7. He'll walk her up in the hold system. He'll choke her. He'll burn her hands. They'll make her put one fist in the anal, one fist in the vagina, and then to go clean her hands off. He does the same thing to me. He does it every day. Every single day. He does it in cameras every place we go. He does it in a woman's safe house. So I know what he's doing. When he does these sounds, Brady, he is torturing the woman. The whore, when it goes whore, it goes really loud. Really, really loud. It becomes really loud where we have police coming up to us all the time. It looks like we're yelling and screaming. It always looks like we're like really loud or yelling and screaming. That's how he does fear through the body. Brittany, he's had her locked up in it for a long time. He does it on loud sounds. We know he does the ears. He does. That's a part. That's a part of his hands. It says night's his lifetime. It's for the hands and the knees. That's how he moves the body, and he'll tell her to put her hands behind the knees. That's how he moves it, like he's commanding it. For his dark commanders, for his dark commanders, party time with a team like boys. Yeah, with a team like boys, Brittany. It's a team like boys. A team like boys, Brittany, where they go sue, 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 sue. They show her every day that they're programming her mouth and that she can't speak at all. That's how they do it, where they go sue, 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 sue. That's what they fucking say. Everybody holds on it for years. Everybody say that's how they program, and they walk her really fast to come out and to see me. That's what they keep saying, right? I'm not kidding, Brady. There's no men around on this. Nobody there, right? The oldest and old system. They say they run it from where they're at. I know, Brittany, they do have cars. They come up to our property in Utah. So, yes, they do. They do come up to the property in Utah. I want you to know that. So I want you to stay on this thing until I want you to stay on here so I can listen to it again. When they do horror, they do horror. The horror is really loud, and that's how it talks to her. Everything that speaks out of the mouth, even this, is how it talks all day. They make her breathe in and out, and they make her breathe in and out for his quiet ones. What he calls is his quiet time and his quiet runs. He calls them runs. He does call them runs because that's his dark commander. Team like party time with Naomii Gil. That's what it says, right? If you listen to it, it does. And they'll do words over and over again. They say they don't drug us. They do drug us to the penguin. They do. They drug us here. They drug us here. But they'll do that to her. They'll do that. That's also how they burn her body. And it'll shake over and over again. It'll keep shaking. It shakes, right? So it shakes. I know it shakes over and over again. They act like they're like deprogramming us, Brittany. That's not what they're doing. I even told you they'll do fake shakes for getting fear out of the body. That's how what they do. They do it all the time, and they'll call it their. They always call it a paranoid schizophrenic. A paranoid schizophrenic and a schizophrenic aspect change your time, and aspect change your time to Naomii Elizabeth Gil and Naomii Elizabeth Gil. I have to keep listening to this because if you listen to it, it looks black all the time. And the man Ryan, he films everything and he always does the dream state Brittany, so he's raping her again. But he always says that it's his fake dream state and he wakes her up for what they are triggers. And he'll always wake us up for trying to kill in the house. And that's not what he's doing, Brittany. And trying to kill other people. Yeah, and to bite people like vampires. And to attack people with anger like vampires. Like somehow we look like vampires or gods. That's not what this man made. That's just how he tortures Naomi. Yeah, he does, because he'll move her head and it's hooked up to the head for the vampires. He'll always say that it's Alexander, that it's Alexander's one, and it's not. If you listen to it, it's just yours you might. It is with a woman right here doing it to her. I even said that. You listen to it. If you lay down, he'll always make us lay down and listen, but he does it to the ears. So I want you just to listen to this because this is what tortures Naomi. And he'll always do screens for Disney and Google Photos. He has really loud screens to change the face for a man named Seth and Eric Elkison. But then he'll say here he'll use things from the Great Awakening Project map. And he does Blues Traveler Brothers. He makes it very dark for Naomi. About a Disney trip with Tara. That's what he keeps doing, where he keeps hooking up through the head and he'll act like he's a higher self. And he knows all of our memories and all of our everything of our lifetime and how long he had us hooked up. And he'll keep saying, Brittany, he will keep saying above the head. He'll keep saying above the head that it's not him and that he's not the owner of Team Mike. That's because that's how he likes to torture Yobi. That he's fucking with her head. That he likes to do this one because this one is the Yobi has to listen to all day too. That's a part of how they beat her up and they smack her mouth. They do a woman's voice. It it sounds like a dark song, but it has sound. It sounds like a very dark song, a very dark song, and it has sounds, and it has smells, and it tastes. It does taste disgusting. Yeah, they'll make sure that's what she says is disgusting. That's what she types. The only words that she'll ever have. Because I'm a Kashra Azurite's kid. Just hold on again. Because it's hooked up to the head and it's trying to walk us to a bathroom again. I'll try to walk us to the bathroom. That's how they do the hands for the fist and the anal vagina. It controls the vagina it is to rub the vagina breathing for Team White. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Brittany. That I'm Ryan, your husband, and always your husband. And that I'm Ryan, your husband, and always your husband, Brittany. And that's just another woman. So let's just sit here again, but with the fucking up the head. Okay, hold on. That those have sounds, and they beat her up. They smack her face over and over again. And Brittany, it is. I'm not. They'll always say dark torture. They're always going to say dark torture time with the Team White boys and dark torture time with the Team White boys. Brady, when he starts doing ears and ears, he'll do screens with Dumbos, right? Dumbo ears. That's how he plays her little girl aspects. He makes her stare at pictures of herself. It is Brady before what she looks like now. He does the same thing to me. If you listen to it, you really listen to it, we know there's a woman up there. If you do listen to it, we know there's another woman doing it with him. But it really is just this man, Ryan Ray. If you listen. it really is the Overty Might and his voice. Now, it really is. Listen to it. I listened to it over and over again. And I have. I listened to it over and over again, and I've had. It'll make us look at his channel. It makes us go to the channel. That's what we're locked up in. It locks up our hands. It controls everything, and it'll make me look at his channel. I had to listen to his voice, and then it'll lock us up. It lays us down. It lays us out, and it does breathing. It will make us go to sleep. It'll make us listen to the voice above the head. The voice above the head is this man, and it really is him. So that's how he smacks the face. So let me hear these sounds that the Overty Might, and he does rape children. He rapes children, Brittany. That's how he does sex torture and dark sex torture to Naomii. That's why he calls it dark torture. He does it in black and sounds. Dark torture time and sex torture time. He does that one in red. He writes it. He does do it. It looks very, very dark for a child. He's 5 and 6 years old, 7 years old already, 8 years old. That's how long he's had it on. So listen to it again and stay here on a live, because it also does a lot of things on the phone. When it shakes, yes, it also can, when you're taking pictures and you look up at the sun, it can make it look like it has rainbows burning, and torture about technology. When he says dark torture time and dark torture time, dark torture time for Naomii Gil, for it is for Naomi Elizabeth, for your team dark and galactic party time. Party time. It like music, Brittany. It sound like music, but it's not. A lot of them have sound. They have sounds. They all have sounds that come out of the body and hands. It does have sounds. With the team like boys, ready. With a team like boys. Dark torture time and sex torture time. With the dark commander boys and the dark commander boys. With my team like boys. With my team like boys. Brittany, this guy, what he does words, he does sentences, and he'll make Naomii type, and he mind controls her head, and he does a lot of things to the head. He will also deal that it's real. That's real, yes. He does a lot of things through the head, right? For us to know things are really real. He does sensations through the body, and he has it hooked up through the head. I'll do senses, and I know he tortures the OB to type to me, and it moves the hands, and it looks like it's in an L. It does look like it'll stay in an L, right? And it also somehow turns for what Naomi's hands look like when she's 5, and I'll show her pictures of this in me. He'll do it with Google Photos ready. And how her hands fall down, the thumb. That's how he turns her to the side, and that he's Ryan. He does a lot of things with hands, and he plays with her little girl aspects and talks to her like almost like puppets with the hands. And that's how he plays with her little girl aspects with his dark aspect changer time for Naomii Elizabeth Gill, and he'll always say a Kasharal Azurite, and it talks pretty. So he takes the thumb and he rubs the lips, and he breathes her in and out. He breathes her in and out, and breathes her in and out, and he locks up her face for his time and his quiet runs, where she can't talk and she can't speak at all. And he makes sure that she only says that I know, but I know and 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 where and where and where and know and know and know and know. Okay, Brittany. That's what it'll sound like there's voices in the mouth. That's how he rubs the lips to say that I'm Ryan, your husband, and always your husband, and Ryan, your husband, and to keep orgasming for me, baby, and to keep orgasming for me, baby, and to keep orgasming for me, baby. All right, Brittany. That is your team might. If you listen to it, I've listened to it for years. That is above the head. That's how he does sex torture to Naomi. It's with me. It's with me. And he has a woman, and he'll always have a woman talking above the head. Now we know this man Ryan and his aspect changers and his sounds and his dark sounds. So he'll have a woman up there, Brady, which is the one that keeps dancing and moving and says a lot of things, Brady. Starts saying a lot of things, right? It starts dancing on sounds because I'm on the same thing. Well, same one as her. So we know that one, right? Really well. He does dark aspect changes. There's another woman up there, and he likes to shake it, and you shake it like earthquakes. And he'll do earthquakes, and he shakes everything like an earthquake and a hurricane. What he calls is, he'll always do like, he says anything, always say orgasms. And he'll say coming and coming and coming. He'll use coming, dick, and penis. There's another woman up there that he makes her orgasm with, that we hear. We can hear his wife, and we have to say that he's the highest commander on the planet, and that he's the highest commander on the planet. These are the quiet ones. So remember how it gets it gets low and then it gets high, right? That's how he talks with hands like this. That's how it like talks with hands. See here, we're moving over to her. He does jaw jerks to her, and he pulls her teeth out and her mouth like that because he is torturing her. He makes her breathe it and out, and he'll walk her up to say no, 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 and no, and no, and to breathe it out, and he moves her. He'll always walk us with our hands up and our hands up. And he'll move us from side to side with a dark song and a dark song where it'll sound like a dark song on sounds. And that you're a sex slave and a sex slave for Team White, and for Team White, and that you're a sex slave. That you're a sex slave for Team. All right, bring. There where it gets faster and he does the hands, the sounds, anal, vagina. Okay, that's how it controls the hands. I'm telling you what this man Ryan telling you that Naomi needs to be rescued, and he because I have pictures of her and in Utah, and I kept her. So the anal, they move it faster and faster. It is Marie. It is Ryan, the highest Camaro plated, and the high. Listen to the sounds. I do need FBI or somebody to rescue my daughter out of the house to go and put her in an ambulance, and she will need, she will she will have to go no matter what. They they will take her to the hospital, but she will probably end up. It's okay if she does. She will impatient. They will because they keep doing triggers to her. Now they might not. They'll probably just keep her in the hospital to rescue her and to see what they're doing to her. Okay? So don't listen to him about it. Inpatient. That's a guy who gives us what he calls his different places to go. Right? He's the owner of Team Ivory, where he'll give us different places to go, and he'll tell us that he's straight up our face, and that we're not going there unless he says to. That's how he talks on a sound. I do need somebody to come and rescue my daughter. You need to stay here, kid, so I can get it on a vibe. Again, we're in the anal vagina. Freddy, there's sounds. Listen to it. Anal. He does the quiet time and the quiet, dark, galactic commander, sex torture time, and sex slave time. For it is dark torture, Ray. He does it in black and red and green and purple. Naomii Gil, and she says no, 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 no. Listen to it, Ray. Those are sounds. No, 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 no. Okay, Ray, do the other one. Adel, listen to a sound, Ray. Listen to it real quick because it gets louder. It does get louder, and it sits here. It sounds like it's popping her face. It'll get really loud, and it burns her head. It burns the face, and it does it really loud, Rory. And it does feel like, well, that's pretty. That's what they say is that they're popping her face. It has sounds that come out of the face, the ears. Is there again with sounds? Anal. All right, breathing. Anal. Listen to this, breathe. Anal. Okay, breathing. Just listen to those sounds because they do it with voice. Vagina. Brittany, go do it again. Because they do it with the hands. Remember, they're moving the hands in and out, in and out. Okay, they like move the hands. They move the hands. Right, those are the hands, and that's how it talks, right? So I have to sit here. You have to do the anal. Listen to this. Anal. Vagina. It's but right. Vagina. No. Okay. Ready. Listen to me. Those are the hands where they move them really fast. they they direct. That's the hands. Hands. They do direct. They do. Okay. They do it faster and faster with knives and scissors and sticks. Anything they have. Anything in the house, pretty. So I'm trying to sit here and rescue Naomii because they lock her up the rest of the house and they drug us. And they can't walk our bodies. They can walk her body outside. Like where they take me trying to get her out of a house and to call people that we're being killed, that there's something really wrong. I call my parents, people, and say that we are being killed. I don't say torture. They'll always give you words coming out of the mouth. I want you to know it. That I am being killed. There's something like really wrong, right? Where I call people, they lock us up, they choke me. They they choke me and they tell me they're giving me like new words ready. Somehow they say they're giving me new words to speak. They lock me up so I can't speak to people. And it is Ryan, and I'm not kidding, Ray. It's Ryan. It's what it does to the head. It will sit you there, and it'll tell you that your body is to relax your body, and to relax your body, so you can't do anything. And he'll make you talk to people when they come to the house. All right, Brittany. Those are the ones that are pulling Naomii outside, that grab us, that set up everything outside, no matter what they say, Bree. They keep taking her outside and walking her around. They always run us outside for cars. Also for cars, Bree, that are parked outside. So no matter what they say, Bree, they can lock us up and they can do whatever they want with Naomii. And he's also the man, when you listen to it, it talks like this all day long. We know it talks like this, it talks like this. When I listen to him, I keep my mouth shut, and I really just listen to this man and everything he keeps saying. Everything he keeps saying, and he likes to bring the memories back really slowly. That he doesn't rape Naomii. Nothing ever happens in Sidonia where he says that he's fucking with her head. Okay, when you listen to it, they do show you that they did have Naomii, and that's how they pulled the hands down faster and faster. Those are their sound. So they will lock me up and they'll choke me, and yeah, they'll take her to they'll make Brittany. They can make her say anything. They can make her write. They can make her draw. They do a lot of things to Naomii and a lot of things to me. Where I can't write light language anymore, and they smack our hands and smack our mouths over and over again, and smack our hands and they film it. They do film it, however they film it. They put it up to the head. So they're doing the same thing to her when she goes to a shelter, and I'm trying to get Naomii away from them. They start doing everything to the hands where we can't do anything. We can't drive. That's how they mind control us so we can't leave. And they take her to my parents' house, and it'll walk me around so I can't talk to her. It chokes me, it locks me up. So just sit here again, so I can sit here again. And I have to call police again, right? All right. When it speaks and it does really loud sound, we know it changes the face because they'll do fear and anger, and that's not what they're doing. Listen to it. It will just look like this. Yeah, well, it changes the face, it moves the jaw. They'll make sure I only have words and only words, right? How they like to, it's once I got hooked up to the head, they like to run us around for me to say words like heal, and I want to kill myself, and I want to kill myself, right? Okay, Brady, I want to kill myself. That's his. That is his. Listen to me. That's what he gives me because he wants to keep putting me into a behavioral health reading. So he'll make me say I want to kill myself no matter what. This is just what he does with words. I've listened to him when we go places. And I want to go heal myself. I want to go heal myself. It's the same thing that types. It types, right? And then Naomi can't use her hands anymore because he burns her hands and he makes them really big. I'm on the same thing. So this is, I already know what is happening. And he's going to torture her even more and more. And he does torture her. And he uses words and he'll walk up our faces, right? And we speak like this. Well, we speak, we speak, we speak. It's hooked up to we do. It's hooked up to the head and it sounds like a song. So anytime we say anything, it will yell at Naomi really loud and say, "What words did you just speak? And what words did you just speak? I'm walking up your face. I'm walking up your jaw. And I'm walking up your face and your fucking face and your fucking face." It does it to the jaw. It does it to the jaw when it's talking. I'm gonna walk up your fucking face for speaking words, and it will run us around outside, different places, and it talks like this to remember that I have you on it. It pulls out the jaw already. The jaw, it keeps talking to us, and it'll run us around. It'll pull out the teeth. What I have, your remember what it's not always what it does. It'll act like it's like attacking. It's not attacking. That's a part of how he does sex torture to her. So hold on. That's a part of the hands and screaming and the smacks and the smacks. That's how he sets things. That's what he says. That he sets it up for a set off. What I want you just to see here again with this thing. Hold on. I told you. Okay, Brittany, this is what Naomi sounds like. That I told you. That I told you. That I told you. And no, and no. Okay, this is what he has her on. And I told you no, and no, and no. Brittany, that's what they rape her on. But when it starts to attack us, it'll lock up our face and to remember that you can't speak at all. And that you can't speak at all. The hands, Brady, the hands, and when they film it, because this man Ryan does, Brady, he does film it. No matter what he says, Brady, he films it. He likes to put it up to our pineal gland and make us lay down. And he likes to drug us to the pineal gland. He likes to torture us and show us how he films everything. And then he'll do the dream state to the head. That's how he tortures Naomi. So that's how he tortures Naomi. And this is how it talks to her. Naomi, yes it does. Naomi, and Naomi, and the eyes of Naomi, the eyes of Naomi. That's what Ryan sounds like. So, I am saying on here. Brady, just keep. He'll talk to her anytime we try to talk to her. Anytime you try to talk to her here, he'll walk up our face and our jaw. That's what it'll keep. It talks to her like this. It talks on sounds, but it's just him. If you listen to it is him. It's his voice. Yes, it is. So they're coming in to drug me and to be out now because they're gonna beat the shit out of me. Yeah, they're gonna beat me up. So Freddie, when it comes out and it starts running around to the room, right? I always say when it comes out of the mouth and it does aspect changes to us, or feel it's almost like there's words and like different aspects, and it talks like this. Or that's how they do smacks to her face. That's how they do sex torture to her, and to shut your listen to me. They smack her face. They make her smack her face. They make her smack her face and me to shut your fucking mouth and to shut your fucking mouth, you fucking whore, and say go fuck yourself. Like the words that I left your mom on, Ray. We know this man Ryan. Call this thing. Who is 15 year. The OB is trying to do something about it. So we know what he says, the 15 year or the 14 year, she's trying to tell somebody. So he's just gonna torture her, and he'll say that he's going to kill her. That he's going to kill her and he's just gonna walk her dead body. That's what he says. That's how it talks. And this is we know this one. You listened to me? No, Brittany, we do know this one that talks like this on sounds. If you listen to it, how it likes to go to videos, we know that that is the younger Ryan. I've listened to him this long. That's the younger Ryan Ray from 13 years ago. That is younger Ryan Ray. Want you to know there's a younger Ryan and then there's an older Ryan Ray. So when it talks all day and it calls us a whore and a slut, and you keep yelling and screaming, and his older self, and you'll have another one on here because this is the guy made it probably years ago for kids, for children. It should be yes, he did. You can tell he has like his different voices or his voice changers and how he talks on here. If you really listen to this man, because I listen to this man a lot, when it comes out and it talks to you, and if you yell and you scream at this thing loud enough, you start yelling and screaming, they'll come in, he'll beat you up with bruises all over. But if you get him on a live channel where he says he wants to be a live channel, he says a lot of things up there. I always say up there that's really above the head. Yeah, Ryan does. It's hooked up to the head. It'll talk like this, and it will talk like this. But if you listen to the guy, I yell and scream at him and tell him that you are going on a live channel. So he's walking me up again, and this man, if you listen to the guy on his lives and you really just look at him and really look at him, Brady, he will say a lot of things on here. But it's just him, Brady. No matter if it makes us talk like this, we probably had words or voices. We probably did, Ray, before we were all this. You really just listen to this man. And I hear it like this because it's trying to pee me again. And he'll try to walk me. If you scream at the guy loud enough, and what it does to the phone, now he'll still sit here. We know he's going to come in because I know this man, how he does like his hand set offs. But he really locks us up if we go in a live. And now I'm going to put it on a live channel with what he did to me. And it's what Brittany will say this and he'll smack our face over and over again. So he does, it smacks our face. That's what he calls his hands. And his smacks and his smacks. But you never see the guy. This is how it would do guys, and then it always says it's play with Naomi's little girl aspects. Right? So if you listen to it, he never comes around us. Never see the man. Never seen him our whole life. Well, you know what? Never knew him. We went to get a session with him. I know that. We know he does really big things in the sky. And then, yeah, he does stars moving. And stars moving. And we also know he does galactic ships and stars flying. He does star flying. So you know there'll be all the guides, there'll be a lot of things to do. And then we know this man. He'll go and put her on her dark system. He will. Like that's Brittany, that is just a part of his 3D, his Pleiadians, his Andromedan, his gods. Every little place this little guy likes to go to. And we know it's gonna be guys, in other words. Every little place he likes to go to and put on his lives. I told you that CR2 might, and he really just rape children. So I want you to know this. I've listened to him. I know he'll make us talk about him like this, but the sounds that keep coming out, if you yell and scream the guy long enough, and you yell at him, you'll hear a little tiny voice somewhere that gets really loud, and it'll be another one that's older. If you listen to it, so please pay attention to the somehow, because that's how they like to make us type. If you listen to this little guy, I call him a little guy to me. Now that's another word, so on. Those are like words for like little and how they bring it out of the mouth. For whatever he's called, his dark. We know he has his Andara, his dark Andara fucking machine. That's why he does it like a machine. He does colors. So I don't listen to him anymore. Maybe yell at him. And you yell on this thing and you start yelling for a long time and say, I am getting on a live channel. I'm going to turn it on. And I am, because he'll take you out, because he mind controls us, Brittany. He mind controls us. He did try to hold me as a sex slave. He really did. And I fight the guy every day. I want you to know I do fight this man because he has my daughter. He did try, Brittany. No matter what he tells you. He tried for a long time, but he was doing the same thing to Naomi. And that's my daughter. Anybody will take their kid and they'll put them in a car and they'll leave. So he's trying to keep us in Sidonia. Brittany, he really does mind control me and Naomi. So when he's telling me he's taking me out to be on a camera, he means it. If you listen to the man, why would he mind control somebody with sounds and music? He does little sounds. It sounds like music. He's going to take us out. Okay, Brittany, the man really did try to hold me as a sex slave and Naomi. So I'm trying to tell you, when he wants to go camera, that's just who he is. But if you sit here, I know my control is just like this because I have to go to the inpatient now with this thing because it keeps holding me, and I need places where it doesn't have knives, scissors, anything that it keeps doing. So I need to go there. Okay? I do have to go there. So we do have to get it on a live before my phone's taken for 6 months to a year with this man that has Naomi. And she does have Naomii Gil, my daughter. And he does have her as his sex slave, Brittany. And I mean it. So I am trying to get police and ambulance, but he'll have everyone. He has Eliana, another child. He does. And he has my mother. He'll have my whole family, Brady. Yes he will. Yes he will. He has my whole family. He'll make sure they can't speak, no matter what. He'll do that. So I do have to go on a live to do everything they do to Naomii. Because I have pictures of her. I'm the one who's pictured. It's me. So it will drive you. It will. Brittany, it will drive you. It walks the body and it will drive you. And it'll hold you and it'll burn your head if you try to get out of the house. And that's whenever the guy sits here and puts on his shoe where he talks about his hands. Where he talks about his hands and some galactic guys. I've listened to the man. He'll make you. He will read. He'll make you watch him on this thing to see his hands for his higher selves. It'll be for whatever he calls his higher selves above his head that he talks to, and they have to hold him or hold him back or whatever the hell the fucking guy talks about all day. It's whatever he talks about. So like a light. I have heard light and night side, but it's whatever his chart is if you listen to it. Wherever I mean it, Miami. Trust me, I've sat here for a long time. I don't care what Smith says. He got us in Miami, Marie. Trust me, I've sat here for this long. I've been in Miami for a very long time. How about Marie? This man will walk you up for a long time on his. That is a sex slave, and it really is. When he said that when he's taking us out, he lets us go on camera. Anything that we do, and he says that he really does. He mind controls us and says he's going to let us do something. He says he's going to let us go do something because, Brittany, we are really being here. We are. We are. Brittany. It's a real sex slave. I listened to it. They tried. They really did. Now, she's in my parents' house. But this is it. It is right. If you listen to it, I listen to his sounds. This man made it. He's the one who made it. It's really loud sounds. It really is him. It really is him, Brady. He lets me know every day. He'll let me know every single day that he's putting another thumbnail up. As you will, Brady. But he'll also sit here and he'll tell you he's your husband. That is Ryan. Right? For a long time. You'll have a younger Ryan somewhere. I've listened to where they'll say those are not Asper changers, Ray. That's actually him. Listen, those are Asper changers. There's an older one. I could hear for a while. Right? So we usually can hear this one, and then we can hear other sounds and other sounds, right? So they become different sounds. But it's just him. He wish to it. Oh, he's tired. Listen, we're not tired. Well, I am. I've been up for days. I'm the one who's tired, and he'll keep Naomii up. Yes, because Brittany, he tortures Naomii. They have Naomii. Now he'll do it through the head. He'll do it over and over again. So it is man-made. I want you to know that. So anything coming out of the mouth, I have to sit here and listen to. Because they only do it with hands. and they make us beat ourselves up. They smack our mouths and they make us talk like this to ourselves. They make us talk like this to ourselves because they film it. They film it and they show us. So it's whatever the thing keeps doing. Where he'll like let me out. That's Naomi. Ryan, Ryan, your husband over to Mike. He'll show you like thumbnails. He'll show you a lot of things. He'll do his Joker, his Batman. Then he does a lot for a woman named Katrina Slot now, right? And then that will be his other wife. So I've listened to his for this song. I've listened to him over and over again. That would be his wife. You know, somehow the man Ryan has so many different wives, right? And he'll show you notes from school. And he'll tell you these this, you try yourself, you had it your whole lifetime. And they are already, a lot of them are notes. He'll say a lot of things to you on what he has to you on. These are, it's hooked up to the head. So when it's running, it does dream. And it does really dark dreams. And when it closes eyes, Naomi has been in it since she was younger. It is black, and it will show her the sound she is going, and it is bringing. It is the sound she's going to be tortured on and raped on. And it does. It's hooked up to my head, and it does show like a really dark colors, right? And they're like different sounds. It also does a Mickey Mouse. It does a Mickey Mouse and a Disneyland, and it'll do different movies. And it will show her pictures of me. Somehow I'm there. So I know it changes. And I always say he has his next one on us. If you listen to it, it really doesn't change. If you do listen to it long enough, that's just how he plays her little aspect, and he gives her dark dreams. How he does the same thing to me for whatever the man keeps saying about dicks. And he will sit here, he does it on sounds. He'll always do these dark things. They look really dark and black. It'll show you sounds of different people, and it'll look like cartoon people and Little Mermaid. You can tell the man made it of like Eric or different faces, and those are sounds that he does sex torture to us. He does. That is a part of his dark mirror. They are pretty. They are having intercourse, but it's very dark. Right, shows her a lot of things. I've been on all of them. It'll also wake her up on what sound she's going to be on the next day. It does. Yes, it does, Marie. It's ran through the head. Also does her dreams. It can. So it is a real sex slave. It is, Marie. But it's Ryan's. He's the herb team might, Marie. It is him. I can tell by the dreams and the dreams that he does, where he'll move everything, right? He keeps everything moving. And he does penises, like we're having intercourse or no, really. It is very dark sex with men and dark sex with men in the anal and vagina, and we know he does his vampire nightmares. We know he does vampire for some reason over and over again to us and biting us. And he also does the teeth, where the teeth is biting us in the back or the neck, or things are drawing on us that Naomi, and what he gets her to buy or piercings. I mean, that's what he'll keep doing. And he rapes us. I ever said this man Ryan will come in with his little. I always say his. I always say his little crystal energy gun, because it'll be like little in other words. Because we're a Kashral Azurite, that's what it says all the time. I know that has to do with Darius. It has to do with reading Lisa Brown. Anything with Lisa Brown reading. So he's just the one who. He's just the one who had us and ran us out of the house. I want you to know that. So again, to this man's dreams, where he comes in with his crystal energy gun, and he runs out. And it is how he gets in, because he can. If you see what he made, if you actually get to see what he made and what I look at, he can get in and out of anywhere on it, wherever he is ready. He can, but he'll always say it's a fake dream. He will, right? So he can. I want you to know he can't do that. How he has it hooked up to the pineal gland. He has it hooked up to the head, where he can make it very real. He'll do fake ones, and I call them fake dreams, but that's the only words we speak. We only speak like fake dreams, and then he'll do really real ones like skin and touching. And he'll tell us a lot of things that that he has all of these people hooked up to his system, and he'll say he'll say the government, FBI, the whole United States, and all. Who said? I mean, all anybody, anybody that can rescue Naomii, United States government. He does say a lot of things to us about Naomii and trying to run out Naomii for 7 years in a car, and it will see her do hands. You can't hear the man yelling and screaming, say that he's gonna beat me out with my own hands and start smacking me. That was a long time ago. But that's also how he does it. So we know he uses. He always uses Ben and he'll Brian, your husband. So he can make it really real, and it's hooked up to the head. It is. The nose, it's hooked up. I even went to the hospital to try to get a CAT scan, and he'll use your own hands to smack us for anything: the ears, the mouth. He'll be us up for CAT scans to see how is it hooked up to the head and the sounds, the body, everywhere. Is it inside? But it's here. I even told you it really does mind control us. They are torturing her really bad. This is how it talks all day. A lot of it has words, and it smacks us and it beats us up. Oh yeah. Okay. So Brittany, it can probably do real crystal energy guns, and then there'll be other ones, because now it'll mind control you to say this. I want you to know that. I wish to do it. So when I stop talking and I say it like this with my eyes, and mind control is to say this, because I don't listen to this man and his system. I want you to know that. I can't make it really real, but he'll make different sensations in the body about vibrators and dills going into the anal and the vagina. That's what he does to Naomii for another. It is for another nightmare, another rape mirror, and a bang bus. That's his bang bus ride, right? Which that is him and his gang bangs. So that's when he will come in. He'll start yelling and screaming that he's gonna rape us in the dream state again. But there's different ones, right? And then he'll put different he'll do scissors and knives. He does do scissors and knives in the ale. And then he'll walk us and say he can walk our body to the bathroom, and he'll put us in bed, and he'll shake over and over again. He'll like shake us. He'll tell us to get up, and it mind controls us through the head. He'll tell us to go to the bathroom, and they come in and they'll walk us to use our hands. And they do hook up. They do hook up people when you're in houses, and they do know how to come in because they can set up all their screens, right? So I've listened to a lot of this man where he tells me to go and get a rape test. This is what he's doing to Naomii because he can make it very real for her, but he tortures her. He tortures her over it. He chokes her. He puts her in a hold system. He locks her up. He'll beat her up over and over again. And it is because he's had her since she was little. She'll listen to anything he says. And she will. I will not. I don't care what the guy tells me. For so many years, I always yell and scream on its sound that I'm still going to call police, and I still will be messaging FBI, and I will be getting somebody to rescue my daughter. Even if you go put me in an inpatient for 6 years, right? Or no, Brittany, I'm not kidding. For 6 months to a year, that's where they're trying to put me because they have Naomii. They're torturing her, and he does catch her like that, and will hold her down over and over again to say I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry, and I'm sorry. I didn't do anything wrong. That's how he tortures her, and he'll make her go to sleep because he can. He calls it a pass out time, and he will do really dark rape to her, and he's been doing that to her, and he will make it really real for her. Puts things in her anal vagina, and he does do penises, and I know he does vampires, and he does do dimensional, attacking her and eating her, and teeth. He'll do teeth. He'll do teeth when he wakes her up. He'll bite her all over her body, and he will because it's him. He's the one that bites her. He's the one who does. He'll always do what calls like a set off and a trigger, and a trigger, and he'll torture her. He'll bite her. He'll start biting her. He will when she tries to get away from him. he'll he'll start doing that. He'll keep calling us a vampire, and he does do really dark sex when he's moving it. And he'll always say there's a penis going into your anal vagina, or use like a fake penis, Brady. And will tell you to get up. He always tells me to get up on what he has my daughter on with pacifiers in her mouth. That's what he keeps doing. He's been holding me down. He's been holding me down this for years, and he'll tell me to go wipe my anal, my vagina, and it does fear in the stomach. It does, Brady. It also no, Brady. That's not what he's doing with these sounds. It's not what he's doing. He'll sit you and he'll make you listen to different voices and sounds and voices and different sounds, Brady. They do different voices. It'll make people's mouths move. You can't understand them. They'll do sound every day. They'll get really loud and over again. They'll get really loud above the head. That's what it'll sit us in, and it'll make sure we can't understand people. We can't understand anything people are saying, and we won't be able to talk either. It'll do the same thing to us. That's what he's showing her. The sounds that are coming out of her mouth again. So you do need to stay here again because I know he's trying to lock me up for being on a live. But I do. I have to go call my dad. Has he has my parents like this. He does because he just wanted Naomi. And I was trying to get her out of the house. He can do whatever he wants with her. And yes, he can because she's in another house. And she is in another house. I can still lay here and I can still listen to this thing. And I told him, always tell me just to let go. I'm not letting go. They're just gonna they're gonna Brittany, all they're gonna do is make people talk like this, like there's nothing wrong. And Naomi will say that because he's had her for 7 years like this and he tortures her every day. So I want you to sit here because he rapes her every day. He rapes her and he'll show her really dark dreams. That's like his dark mirror and his rape dreams. It won't matter. I'm definitely coming on live tomorrow and I'm doing it. I'm going to show bruises on my body and how he does make us cut ourselves all over our bodies. Yeah, he does. And he makes us whip ourselves. So I don't care what this guy says. He'll use anything he can switch it to. He calls it a breakdown for me to listen. I don't listen to him. I don't listen to this man. I'm Brittany. Walk away. He tells you. He'll start doing. I am really Brittany. I really don't talk to my family, anybody, they'll know that is Brittany. I'm not lying. My kid they really did want her as a sex slave. They tried with me and that didn't work. It didn't. I'm telling you, it's from Miami. It is from Miami. I've listened to this thing for this long. Definitely is to me. It is to me. It is to me. Because then she was little. He showed me he had me on it. Well, he'll show you a lot of things that's hooked up to the head. I just want you to know that. So, that's why you know this. I even told you it mind controls you to think, and it will tell Naomi this. It will, but it really does, Brittany. So I would say it's either Miami or it was just when I went on a live channel. And that was it. Somehow it gets hooked up to my head. That's it. I do mean it. It can say it through the head a lot. It can. It really does mind us. They say that it programs us and that it programs our brain and it does program the brain to think. We don't have thoughts anymore and it does program the brain to think and to think. It makes us look straight ahead like this brain. So it can do that. They always say it's programming the brain, but it makes sure we can't think anymore. We can't do anything. So it really is. It's very real. But it's the older team life. And he has Naomi like this. So I have to get off the phone again. Because it will have me sitting like this too. So we can't get off the phone. And it will waste my fucking battery. So I can find signal. So I do need somebody to rescue my daughter. And I need this man in prison. I need to be rescued and this man in prison. And I hope when I call police, you guys find the other children he has. Because he has two. I want you to know that. I'm sitting here on a beach because I have to. And it'll make you pee and shit yourself. It'll drug you. It'll make you drink alcohol. It will. But no matter what, I am Brittany. So anybody who knows me really knows me, my mom. But who knows what they're doing to my mom right now? She can say anything on this when I hook it up to her head. But anybody who's ever known me knows I would never listen to this man. I would take my daughter and put her in a car. I would not sit there in Sedonia with this man. Now he'll walk you back to Utah and he'll continue with the same thing with his trigger be this Batman or his triggers. We know it's this man Ryan, and he'll keep telling me, always say that Freddie, this guy will always try to say that he's your husband because that's what he does for sex torture, and he does do sex role play. That's why it draws and it says sex role play time for yeah. I want you to never comes near us. He never does. I want you to know that. So he sits here and tells us to keep shaking. He does tell us to take our tits and our saggy tits and our saggy tits. Okay, Brittany, that really is Ryan when he's older because he tortures people. And that's what he does for orgasms, but he does it to children. He has children and women. I want you to know that. I don't listen to this man. There was probably years ago, he did get a few good breakdowns on me. Yes, he did. He did. Torture the shit out of me in front of my kid. And he really did in Sedonia. He'll walk you up, and if you leave and you keep putting Naomii in the car, he'll make sure it's what's hooked up to the head. He'll walk you in a hold system and he'll choke you. He calls it a hold system, whatever the guy calls it. But it gets really tight around the head. It gets really tight around the head. It's hooked up to the brain. And it gets really tight around the body and it burns us. It releases a lot. Whatever it is, whatever it's releasing on the body to burn it and to burn the body and for us to smack ourselves all over our body, to whip ourselves, and it burns us in the sun. And it burns us in the sun when we have to go look at the sun. It's when you go and you look at the sun, Brittany. Somehow we have to go stare at a sun. And it is for the crystals, and they do fake crystals all over the body. And they tell Naomii that she's not a crystal, that she's not a crystal child, that she's a reptilian and a vampire, and that she is a reptilian vampire, and he does crystals and fake crystalline all over her body for us to smack it off and to rub it off. That is the owner of Team White, Brittany. So I want you to know it. And also, it's like she's in a screen, and a screen it shakes, it moves, it does different sounds. That's what is hooked up to the head. I have to sit here because they'll do some fake training. Yeah, they'll do some training, right? You have to see what I have on your daughter, or to see what I have on your daughter. They'll do a lot of things, but if you listen to it, it's what's hooked up to the head. It'll sound like music. So when you try to run off from this man with Naomii, he'll start drugging and passing you out everywhere. Yeah, he will. It's hooked up to the head. You won't be able to drive. You'll be crying, and you'll be fighting with him when you do sit here and listen to him up there. And how it's hooked up to the head to get away from him, and he'll tell you that he'll be bringing you back to him. He'll do a lot of things, and he'll burn the head. He'll burn your head, and he'll lock you up, and he'll make sure you can't go anywhere except to a beach because he has your daughter. He wanted your daughter as a sex slave, and he did. He tried me for a little bit. I'm kidding. So I want you to know that it's Naomii won't let me leave. I kept taking Naomii with me. Now it will bring you back to Utah. That's what he wanted. So I told you that's how he pulls the hands down with her. And it really does mind control us. It really is a real something you would put on sex slaves. Okay? So now I need to get off the phone because he's locking me up and he's going to beat the shit out of me. So now you're going to see what the owner Team Light does to my body because this is what he has my daughter on. And I got to go find Signal tomorrow because when I go on a live, how I do is hands, whereas nights is lights. The way he burns her body on and what my face looks like, how it looks like it's like angry or frustrated or whatever comes out of it. This is how it changes the face, and it changes the face for a fake cry and a fake cry. That's what they keep doing. It's why it sounds really loud and it sounds really loud, like I'm crying. That's what they have Naomii on. And it sounds like this, and it's so I do need to stay at a beach. So I can't. I need to keep. I need to be on live with him because it mind controls us. It only will walk up the hands. It types. It does. It'll make sure we only certain things. It does the same thing to Naomii, but it tortures Naomii. It tortures her over and over again. And it'll walk her hands so she can't call 911 or police. And it will move. It will move like it's in a circle. A part of his Merkaba. That's his, what he calls this his dark Merkaba time. We have to get off here because he's coming in. Anything you just saw, he does it to Naomii. I told you, if you listen to him, he'll restrain me in my teeth. He will. He'll hold me down and he'll tell me if you don't do this, or he does me, if you don't masturbate pillows on this so he can organize himself, Naomii. And he means it, Brie. I even told you that. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Because he tortures Naomii. And he will do that, and he'll make us listen. He'll make us everything being done to us. Yes, he will. He will do that. They will. So just stay here because we have to get off. Because everything you saw, he'll keep calling me Akashra Azrite. And then somehow he'll find my real name. He does keep calling me Jupiter Moons. He does call me Jupiter Moons. Yes, he does, Ray. And Akashra Azrite. But I'll tell you a lot of things that's hooked up to the head. It will, Brady, because it does mind control the brain. So we can't think anymore. That's how it does the dream. That's why I said, listen to this, man. I'm sure whatever this is can get even the dreams, things, the teeth. There's teeth. Oh yes, and it also shows you. It also show you when it's gonna burn you in the anal vagina, and they'll always move the hands for fake. And it is for fake cigarette burns, and you'll think it's fake. It's not. The guy burnt my vagina over and over again. Over another woman, which is he'll always say it's Katrina Schlottenhauer time, but it's not, Brittany. That's how he does sex torture. I even told you that. It's what was hooked up to the head. It was hooked up to my head in Florida. I want you to know that. It will. I don't listen to this man, but he could have Katrina Schlottenhauer. Listen to he can. Yes, he can, and a child. He really can have her. He'll show me he has her on it too. He will. He'll get anybody we know. Anyone. He will, but he'll get Katrina and he'll get other women. So if you go to a woman's safe house, no matter what he says, whatever he's using, anything, probably not the place to go. He always says don't go into witness protection. You will, hopefully, or maybe not, because he can make sure she can never speak again. So go on live so I can send this to FBI. so I can show them. Because it won't let you go anywhere. It won't. I'm not kidding. Mind control is brain. And it does it to the hands. So I gotta get off.